afternoon, wherever you are. We thank God for giving us fresh life for another Thursday where we have gathered in the studios of ỌDADEƐ Radio on the compound of the Presbyterian Boys Secondary School, Presec Legon, the only Presec Legon around the whole wide world. And this afternoon, we are gathered again to do some good thinking and discussion on how we are going to see to the growing of our children into the future. Ultimately, we are looking at how they are going to get settled in this foundation point so that one day they will enter into their careers. That means that we are looking at the foundation that enters them into their career development by the way we settle in Presec. And everybody knows that when you settle in Presec and Presec settles in you, and you run through Presec and Presec run through you, it means that you are on your way to high levels. We thank God for that grace because in His light, we also see light. In His life, we also have life. And we say good afternoon again. My name is Emmanuel Ambrose Asamoah, your regular host, an old boy, that is ỌDADEƐ, an old teacher, and a friend, and still a friend to the school. Good afternoon, wherever you are. Just tell your friends that we are getting started on ỌDADEƐ Radio on Zeno FM app, and or they should just get straight to ỌDADEƐ Radio, downloading the app, and they will get along with us wherever they are. You can also join us live on YouTube and Facebook with the name at ỌDADEƐ Radio or ỌDADEƐ Radio Ghana. And if you happen to have a question or you have a contribution to put to us or to add to us, we are inviting you to put down the number 02000-92925. 02000-92925. That's WhatsApp, and send your WhatsApp messages through that line. You may also call in directly on number 0302-551-014. I'll take it again, 0302-551-014. Join us wherever you are. And this afternoon, I have the pleasure in introducing our executive producers, Eddie Fico, who is now at the other side of the big river, and then also Johnny Adofenin, who is also around with us here. And we have our expert chief technician, Joseph Otu, also known as DJUs, who is controlling affairs this afternoon. Very interestingly, today we want to look at how we settle the new students through their orientation program in the school. I mean, we are specifying on Presec because that is where we get every information. And that is where we also have the best school counselor in the person of Mrs. Michaelina Quay, who is the school counselor for the only school and the school Presbyterian Boys Secondary School. Come to think about it, she's handling over 5,000 students by way of giving them counseling with her team, and she's doing excellent work. And that is why we know that once our children are in Presec, they are safe. Once their children are in Presec, they are on a good rock to fly up. Mrs. Magdalena Quay, you are welcome to ỌDADEƐ Radio this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very, very much for coming. Yes. Our topic for this afternoon is settling new students into the school system through orientation program. Settling new students into the school system through orientation program. And this one wants to look at how the children will have their foundation to the future in their life and careers as they go through the school orientation. That gives them a settlement in the best school so far. And we thank God for bringing us together. Wherever you are, don't forget our WhatsApp number is 02000-92925, and you can also call in 0302-551-014. WhatsApp number 02000-92925, and or you may call in 0302-551-014. Welcome everybody to our home in Presec. So we just look at where we are supposed to look at, beginning from the beginning, as somebody said, and say we are saying that the students arrived in school on the 27th of February That's last month. And the tradition makes it obligatory to take them through an orientation program, and that helps them find their bearings in the school geographic, social, and academic environment. Of course, when it comes to research, you also are given a settlement in your spiritual environment. And this time they were taken through the program from the 1st to the 3rd of March. Within that short period, everything was downloaded to them. And there are various items that came into the thing. And we have here the program master. Program master. This one is not master as in a middle teacher, but program master as in the director general or chief executive of the program that we take the students through. And that is our resource person, special resource person for us this afternoon, Mrs. Michael Nakwe. Mrs. Kwe, you are welcome again.
Thank you.
Orientation programs have been held all through the years from I don't know when. But can we declare it as an outmoded event since it started long ago?
Okay. I'll start by saying when we look at orientation, orientation is the chance to give the students to learn things about their new environment. That's the school.
Good.
So they get to know about the school. They know things that are done, things are not done. They get to know the members of staff. And they also have the chance even to know other students among themselves. So when we look at orientation in this perspective, then we will say that it is not outmoded. It is something that the students need to be able to fit in their new environment.
That is great. That is great. So getting into every new environment, somebody needs a guide, somebody needs some direction, and this program places the students in the right atmosphere. So it's a great opportunity for them to go through orientation program. Thank you for the explanation. Very, very important. Yes. And what are the general or specific purposes also?
So for us in Presec, this is the opportunity for the students to know the environment in which they find themselves, the school compound. So they get to know the different various departments, the blocks where they have to go to class, their dormitories, various houses, the school library, the Mangwase, that is the small marketplace for them. So we also help them to get to know the environment in which they find themselves, so that the place which is new becomes friendly to them.
That's very, very great. That's very great. And so there are specific purposes as you have listed. And we want to ask whether with these ideas and with these explanations that you're giving to us, is this an effective program as it has been over the years?
I will say it is effective. We will not get it 100%, but it is very effective.
Okay.
So for this year, we started with a school tour for them. So they tour the whole school to know the environment, the various departments that they have to know, from administration down to their dormitories, the clinic, all the classroom blocks, so that when you meet a first year student and then you said, I want you to go to the new physics lab, we expect that he's able to go there and do whatever you ask him to do. So we started with a tour.
Okay. So that settles them down. topography of the compound. I remember a few years ago in 1969, that is on the 23rd September, when I entered the compound as a Form 1 student. I was taken to Kwanzaa House, and when I looked at the buildings on the compound place, I saw it as the whole school that I have entered it, because it looked nicer and bigger than where I attended my middle school. When I entered Kisek and saw that one, I said that, oh, Kisek is a nice place. It was during orientation that I got to know that Kwanzaa House was only one out of 5 houses in those days. We had only 5 houses, yes. It was very surprising that later on I got to know that there were classroom blocks somewhere, and then there was administration somewhere, and then the other teachers were also living around us on the outskirts of the school, the boarding house compound. And it was strange. So orientation was very, very good for me and my friends, yes. And I'm sure that if they call in now, they will all testify to it. So we are saying that it's been very, very good for students. And it's been very, very interesting also taking new students around. I'm sure some of them will be so surprised, getting and wondering, hey, is this big school? Can we cover the whole place within short time? Eventually with it, yes. Now let's look at the content of what else do you have to say about the general program before we enter the content of the education program?
With the experience you have shown, you have
Okay.
told us now,
Yes.
there are some of the students that when they come, in fact, when they are taken to their various houses, when they get out to dining and they have to go back, they get
Mm.
lost. So this
Wow.
makes the tour very
Important.
important, such that they get used to the environment and they don't
Wow.
go. Someone was telling me that some years back he went to a different house, and he but as students he didn't get to know his own house. He got lost,
Wow.
especially with the traditional houses. So it's very
Mm.
important.
Wow. Wow. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, so the people get lost easily. Yes. Now, looking at the program itself, what are some of the topics treated for the fresh students when
Yes.
they're seated?
So as fresh students, they find themselves in a new environment. Sometimes there are some that they are excited because they've
Mm,
got their dream school. There are
that's right.
others,
That's true.
they are excited, but they are meeting a new environment. This is the
That's right.
first time they are going to sleep in the common room with 20
Mhm.
students in the room.
That's
This is
right.
the first time they are going to use a washroom that to
Mhm.
them they don't know how to go about it. So we think about their emotional stability. So
Okay.
the first talk we had for them was on their mental health. So we took them through the various, when we say mental health, what is it?
Mhm.
We help them to know the symptoms. When, in fact, when we talk about mental health, most of them only think that the people we meet on the street that are not dressed well. When I say dressed well, they are
Okay.
those
Or
are
walking with their head
or
upside
work
down.
exactly. But we help them to know that it is something that we all have to take care of. When we have our physical health, we wake up and we feel stomach ache or head ache. We take care of
Mhm.
our physical health. We need also to take care of our mental health, that we help them to know the symptoms and then other things, so that they will also be each other's keeper. We help them to know there are certain things that when we do to our friends, we are hurting them emotionally, and then it
Mm-hmm.
affects their mental health. So we take them through all this, such that
Okay.
even when they see their friends, there may be people from the same school that are here.
Huh?
And when you see certain symptoms, you should help the person by referring them to the school counselor. Or fortunately, because we are a mission school, we have a vibrant
Mm-hmm.
chaplaincy. So you refer them to the chaplains as well, so that we help them. So we take the mental health first.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yes. So that's why you take that one first, so that those who also be remembering home and feeling
Ex-
homesick will also be taken
exactly.
care of, I guess. Yes. That is very, very interesting and very good. It's good to help them to turn their weakness into their strength. Yes. And then heads of department. Uh, I saw that you took them. I mean, there were heads of department who came to talk. So, who are these heads of departments,
So
as
the
far as new students were concerned?
Yes. So the students are in for the academic work, and they have to know the programs that they have come to do, the various subjects that entails in the program, and what is expected of them. So for example, the science students were helped to know that apart from the theory that they would do, they will also be going to the labs. the
Okay.
the general arts students, the business students, the general arts, for example, will help to know the different combinations that they have, and then
Mm-hmm.
it applies to the other programs. Visual arts the same. So this help the student, so that in choosing, although they've come with their program, then they get to know the various combinations that is offered, the one that they have interest, and then what they have to do. So this session is very important for the students. They get to know what is expected of them, and then some of them, all they know is the program. There are certain, they may even come with their own combination. For example, a student came and said he wants to do science with music, but
Wow.
we don't have that combination here. So
That's right.
this program help them to know what we do here and what is also expected of them.
I see. But in the senior high curriculum, is there any school where they can have the combination of science? Is it possible for them to have that program combined?
When you
Science,
look at the new subject combination that is out, there is a
yeah.
combination like that,
Oh,
but I
okay.
don't know of a school that offer that.
Put them together.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Because it's a strange combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though the two are very, very important. In fact, most scientists also grow to be musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, so somebody wants to learn both of them at the same time, I guess. And that's why they came to do what and that kind of thing. Were there students who were interested in something like TVET? Have they had questions about whether they can participate in some TVET things? Of
um
course, in the check we do vocational skills. That
for
is Richard.
for the students that we have, um those who are interested in the TVET go for the visual arts combination. So because our programs are tailored, they go for the visual arts combinations, but the other TVET subjects that we don't offer, then even if they
Mm,
have the interest, then they find themselves at the wrong place.
wow, wow. They want to be in the right school, but they don't get their kind of program. That's interesting. So, uh, what about the issue of becoming a studious Christian gentleman? That is the topic handled by chaplains. What does the chaplain tell them?
So the chaplaincy takes them through what happens at the chaplaincy department, what is expected of them, having the number of times we have a worship or service, and then they take them through who a Christian gentleman is, what is
Okay.
expected of a Christian gentleman. And we can't do all of this leaving our academics aside. So
Mm-hmm.
they beefed up with a studious student, helping them
Okay.
to know how to learn, taking notes in class, revising their notes before they go to class, and trying their
Mm-hmm.
hands on questions during prep, how they will take their prep seriously. So apart from the spiritual aspect that the chaplaincy talk about, he tops it up with the academic work for them to know that yes, for you to be a Christian gentleman, you can't do that without your academics.
That's very interesting. Now, let me ask, this is Presbyterian Boys Secondary School. Do you have people from other religious beliefs still coming to PSEC?
Yes, we
And how do
have
they take such subjects?
we have set various religious beliefs that come, but
Okay,
we don't teach doctrines.
good.
We help them to come out with good morals. And I know that whatever the religious background is, they all agree that training these young ones to come out with good morals as Christian gentlemen will fit in every organization or everywhere they find themselves.
Okay, that's interesting. So they come and they fit into the system because PSEC is a universal receiving place for all kinds of people.
Yeah.
That sounds very, very good. So they also come up and go through the system, and the PSEC go through them just like that, and then they
Yes.
get through with it. That's interesting. Yes. So what about mentorship issues?
So our old boys have a mentorship program, and
Okay.
the students are introduced to this mentorship program when they come.
All
So
right.
the 96-year group meets them and talk to them about the various mentorship programs that they will be enjoying once every month.
I
Yes.
see.
And then they take them through. So the students are made to understand that this program is there for them, and then they will enjoy it once every month.
Okay. Why is it specified to 96-year group?
It's to them because they have taken it upon themselves.
All
And
right.
yes,
All
they have
right.
taken it upon themselves, and they have the liaise with the school, and we've given
Mm,
them, the school has given them this opportunity, and they come and talk to the students on various topics. They come with
oh,
other
okay.
old boys, share their experiences, and
Mm-hmm.
other resource persons.
I
And
see.
uh, the last time they came with Madam Veronica, the one who came out with the Veronica bucket.
Oh,
His
okay.
son is an
Okay.
ỌDADEɛ, and she
I
came
see.
and shared her
See.
experience. It was so motivating. So that's why.
Wow.
So we introduced this one to them.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So they come with different kind of people to come and tell us about how they grew up in life and how they settled down and the areas of expertise and things like that.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So it is true that this program lays a good foundation for career development among the new students. So that is the truth of it. So somebody who has heard this story also begins to think, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Now, that years out there was a question I put across many years ago. I think I did that for about 5 years running. And the question was, I gave a charge, not a question, a charge that I need to get an ỌDADEɛ who will fix a very little simple machine to our bicycle, create a little bicycle that when we attach the machine to, we will not ride for long distances. And I don't know whether that is coming up here, but we are yet to meet it. On this program, when it comes up, we'll jump at it, and then we'll come and let everybody see it. So if you are out there, all of that years, and you're listening to me, this is a reminder that since you are can-do people, by the grace of God, we are looking forward to that project also ahead. There are those who ride bicycles for exercise purposes. Well, we don't need machines for them. There are those who ride bicycles to get to their previous workplaces and to get to different places. They are the people who need this kind of thing for traveling from one place to the other kind of purposes. Because like we had at the beginning of this year and last year, fuel prices just knocked us off. And if people had bicycles with little motors attached, I'm sure that a lot of people would have used that to their workplaces. So we still look up there. Oh, that's great. So we look out for these things as we have had these orientation programs. And before we continue, I'd like for us to be reminded that we can have we'll take a short break, but before we go on a break, we have our WhatsApp number 02092925 that is waiting for your comments and your questions. You may also call into the program on 0302 551 014 0302 551 014. You must also do it best when you download ỌDADEƐ Radio or Zeno FM Radio from
@ỌDADEƐ Radio
Play Store or from the App Store. That's also very helpful to us. And let's get to know that we are live on YouTube and Facebook at ỌDADEƐ Radio. And our chief technician, Joseph Otu, is still around with us. We'll take a brief break, and when we come back, we'll look at what the senior housemaster also did with them people.
ỌDADEƐ Radio. Like us on Facebook at ỌDADEƐ Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at ỌDADEƐ Radio. You can WhatsApp or call us on 0200 092925.
tryghana.org. Visit our website tryghana.org to reach us, and on social media look for our handles at tryghana.
What does the Bible say? And what sort of light does it throw on any life-related issue? John chapter 1 verse 5 states, "And the light shineth in darkness, and darkness comprehended it not." Light for Life is a Christian panel discussion program on all life-related issues and how the Bible helps us in its day-to-day application. Beloved, my name is Reverend Gordon Kwashi, and I invite you to join me and my guests on the Light for Life program on ỌDADEƐ Radio Online this and every Sunday from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I trust that as we engage in this Light for Life program, we'll all be able to say to our God, "In thy light we shall see light." God richly bless you as you tune in.
I don't know what I would do without him. Whom shall I fear? Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race.
ỌDADEƐ Health Matters is a radio program designed to address various health-related issues as we go through our daily lives. As the saying goes, do take care of your body. It is the only place you have to live. Join us and our team of ỌDADEƐ medical professionals as we address various health matters that affect you and the people you care about. My name is Dr. Samuel Nyama. I will be your host on ỌDADEƐ Health Matters, along with my co-host, Dr. Awuni, live on ỌDADEƐ Radio Online, this and every Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Do join us.
You're a dream. Stop existing and start living.
ỌDADEƐ Radio. Like us on Facebook at ỌDADEƐ Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at ỌDADEƐ Radio. You can WhatsApp or call us on 0200 092925.
Yeah, welcome again to the program, ỌDADEƐ Radio, and the program is Education Standpoint. We had a short break. We've been talking to the school counselor, Mrs. Michaelina Quaid, and well around me we have heavy rains that are dropping down like bulls and cows. I believe that you are also enjoying some fresh air wherever you are. Now, welcome again, Madam Michaelina.
Thank you.
Good. So we want to look next at discipline and life in the boarding house. I'm sure that normally it has to be the senior house master who took this one up. Yes. What did he talk about? What is he supposed to let the students know that will benefit them in their growth in future?
So the senior house master take the students through the school routine, helping them to know what they have to do from rising bell 4:30 to light out 10 p.m. He takes them through the routine, then he takes them through the school rules and regulations, helping them to know the various rules and the sanctions or consequences that are attached to the rules when you break them.
Wow. So that means everything about the boarding house,
Yes.
the general lifestyle of the students in the school. Did he talk about places around where students are not supposed to go?
Exactly.
Like tell us more.
They get to know areas even on campus that when they go there, they have broken bounds.
Wow.
Yes.
And what are some of these areas?
So some of these areas are, for example, the alumni center here. Students are not supposed to come to the alumni center unless they have been invited. And then the primary school area, they are not supposed to also go there. There are some of the areas now, because of our numbers, we are expanding and we are getting closer to those areas. As were
Wow.
previously, where Manguase is getting to that area was also restricted. Now they can get there, but they don't go beyond the Manguase area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Where sheer numbers are breaking the walls of this and the walls of barriers. Very interesting. Very interesting. And what about how to dress, dressing code, and all
Yes,
that?
yes, they are taking through that. They are dressing code, the attire they are supposed to wear
Okay.
for school, for prep, and other school gatherings. When they are going for dining, the attire that they should be in, the senior housemaster take them through all this. So
Okay.
in short, their whole life in Presec is presented to them by the senior housemaster, helping them
Yes,
to know, yes,
I see.
what to do and what not to
The
do.
senior master must be a magician. Must be a magician to pour out all the whole lifestyle to them
Yeah.
right there within a matter of an hour or so. That's interesting. Yes. So that is very, very good to hear. Now, let me read a text message. Yeah, this is encouraging. I'm MFA, and I must say the counselor, Auntie, yeah, Antilina is doing a great job with the students, providing all forms of support to ensure student well-being. PRESEC is blessed to have her. So that is coming from MFA. MFA, I must say the counselor, Antilina, is doing a great job with the students, providing all forms of support to ensure student well-being. PRESEC is blessed to have her. So, Magdalena, PRESEC is blessed to have you.
We
Yes.
thank God for that.
We thank God for everything and every situation.
And,
Yes.
and thanks to Madam MFA.
So, MFA, wherever you are sent the message from, God bless you so much. We are happy to receive your message. Yeah. So, in the dining hall, what were they told about how to comport themselves?
Yes. At the dining hall, they go through the etiquette in eating, the use of the cutlery, and how to comport themselves. In fact, this year, dining hall prefect came out with a very innovative initiative
Wow.
known as the Almighty Session. So
That's right.
he take the students through the various use of the cutlery and
Oh, okay.
other eating manners. So I tasked him that from Monday, when the students reported,
Uh-huh.
to Thursday, he take them through the training every day. Then on Friday, the students were asked to come with their own drink,
Wow.
and the Almighty Session came up. In fact, we were there. It was very interesting.
I see.
They have to demonstrate what they have learned from Monday to Thursday and how to use the cutlery, and it was interesting. There were some that were still having challenges on how, and the prefects were around walking
I see.
through and still helping them. The assistant senior housemaster, Mr. Ablo, was around. I was there. Other teachers were around, and we were helping them. And in fact, dining was very interesting with that
Wow.
session. And I congratulate the dining hall prefect, Miracle, for coming out with that initiative. And we will continue to be doing that. The next time we will do that is during our speech and prize giving day, and that will entail all students in school will go through and have that competition among houses.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. Very, very good idea. Yes. And they were also briefed on what kind of food they eat in the school.
Yes. So they were also
Okay.
taken through the menu, and then you
Uh-huh.
saw people there with bowls instead of plates. So they were
Wow.
cautioned, and their parents took those ones away and replaced with plates when they came for the PTA meeting.
Wow. Wow. These are people who normally eat fufu regularly at home. So they have to carry along fufu bowls. That's interesting. Very, very well. So all these things form the basics of teaching them how to survive and how to live and how to be decently presenting themselves into their life in future. And through this also, they are receiving foundation programs for whatever careers that they will go into in future. I'm happy that this one is not only going to be career development, but it's also going to help them to become good husbands and good fathers, responsible citizens of our nation. Yeah. And it's good to know. It's good to know. Yeah. All right. So far so good for Senior House Masters Department. What about assistant domestic, who is also in charge of security and crime issues?
Yes, so assistant domestic help them to know that they are their own security in the school,
Okay.
and they have to look out for and keep their things. You know, when they come, some will even wash and forget that they've dried their things.
Oh, exactly, because they didn't use the washing machine.
And what they will do is they will report back to their parents that the things has been stolen.
Oh,
So they are taking through how to protect their things and also how to look out for strange people around.
okay.
They should not live their life like they just don't care. It's me and me alone. So when I take my bag, off I go. But we are a
Wow.
community, and we should be each other's keeper. So they are taking through the security and also the various crime. They are helped to know that if they engage in those crimes, they will be dealt with. They will not go scot-free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So they should be careful. If the crime is such that they have to hand them over, they will invite their parents and then it will be done. So they are made to understand that they don't think as students they will just hide behind the uniform and do things that are not expected of them in way of crime. So they are cautioned very well here.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, it's very, very interesting to hear all these things. And unfortunately, I have a blackout, so hey, I'm in darkness. But the program is going on. All right. Yes. So, what do they do when they find strange people? Is it like what we have on air, call 999, or what do they do, or 919 or whatever?
So
What do they see strangers around?
we have securities around. So we
Okay.
have, yes, and they are to report to this security or any teacher they find closer, so that we
Yeah.
are able to protect ourselves and also the property on campus.
Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that we'll ask our control master to give us a short break while I try to find some artificial light to fix. A brief break, so I get you some artificial light. Sorry, oh, thank you very, very much. Yeah, there's blackout in my area, and my light that looks at my face is gone. I have an artificial light now. Well, we've been talking about settling the students down into sec using our orientation program to settle them at the beginning of life in the school that will carry them beyond where they are. And with us in the studio today is Mrs. Michaelina Kwe, our school counselor, who is also the program master for orientation of students. And we've been talking about how the various ways that we use in settling down the students. I believe that you are getting along with us. Yes. So we've been talking about Article 3 and what it's doing with the security and crime issues, and how the children are also trying to find their way around. They used to live in their own rooms, maybe with one or two brothers and sisters, but now they are in mass places. So they need to get themselves to know how to live in public place. Yes. Now, let's check with Assistant to Academic. Yes. What does he also present on the table so far as orientation is concerned?
Take the student through the academic expectations, what is expected of them. He goes a little deeper than what the heads of departments will do. So he helps them to know the various programs, their prospective careers, and how teaching and learning goes on in the school, what they are expected to do in class, and all that. So with the assistant academic, they are helped to get to know their various classes, the number of classes they have, the number of periods, what they should do when there is a problem in class. So he takes them through all academic issues.
See, so with his talk, get to know the real reason why they came to protect.
Yeah.
That is the number one reason why they came, for them to settle down in their academic stewardship and to be faithful to attendance at classes, to be faithful to their books, to be faithful to their teachers, and to be faithful to their learning process. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, what did he tell the science people, and what did he tell the business people, what did he tell the visual people, and the agri people?
So they are all students of PRESEC, and we
That's right.
expect academic excellence from every one of them. It doesn't matter the program you are in to do. So
right.
we help them to know that no matter the program, we expect you to excel, take your classes serious, be in class, attend your class, do your exercises, your assignments, submit it, respect your teachers. Everyone is expected to do that.
That's great. That's very, very great. Yeah. So it sets them on the pace to get settled and take up properly with the basis of their various subject areas in the classroom, getting to know what is expected of them, because this classroom thing never ends in life. Everybody is in constant learning situation, whether you are in school or not, you are still learning. And so it is good for them to be given this kind of directives and directions at this age. That's fine. What about assistant 1, administration?
So assistant administration helps them, takes them through channel of communications. So they are helped to know the channel of communication and also the organogram of the school. So who is in charge of what, they take them through, or both the teaching staff, the responsibilities of the teaching staff and the non-teaching staff, all the services that are rendered, how the student should respect these other departments, that they don't deal with them directly, but they play a role in their
Very
stay.
important.
Yes, in their stay in the school. So they should also accord them with all the respect that is needed, because that will make their stay a successful one. So he takes them through all that.
I see. I see. So, how do you call it? Assistant one administration takes them around all these places.
Yeah.
So the students learn from there how to give due respect to everyone, irrespective of whether they are taught or not. Sometimes students don't give a damn about those who don't handle them in the classroom or their house matters. And what do you see about this?
They will not even greet you. And then when you try to talk to them, then they show strange faces, as if I don't know you. Yes.
Just like for the moon.
Yes. But the same student may need your services and come and expect that you give them the services that they need. So in fact, the assistant administration talks help them to link all the other aspects or the department of the school to their stay, because it is part. You will need something at administration, you go, you meet the administrator, and if you have met her or him somewhere and you just bypass, you go there and you greet. If they want to use that, then so you need it. They are told that all these departments helps to make their stay a success.
Oh, okay. I see. We thank God for these things. So we are training wholesome people in the sect, not partially baked or cooked things, but wholesome people.
Yeah.
And it is good to hear all these things. Yeah, it's good to hear all these things. So every person is supposed to go through orientation. What about those who report late placements who don't report at the same time? What happens to them? Because I have had experiences of people who didn't participate in orientation, the general orientation program, and it took them quite a big time to fit into the system. Some of them still talk about it. Some who have come through the system and are now working still also always refer to the fact that they were not taken through orientation as they heard about, and so they struggled and they wish they had been there. What do you think about this one?
So every year, under the direction of the headmaster, we do something like a mop-up orientation. So these students that come late, we organize a sort of orientation, although it will not be as intensive as we have earlier had, but we take them through certain things that will help them to be able to fit. In fact, those ones, when you meet them and you ask them certain things, you realize that they are, although they are in presec, but they are lost.
They have strategies.
Yes, so the headmaster has asked that we do a mop-up orientation, and we have been doing it for them every year.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good, because the thing is so intensive, and the life is also very widely ranged. So if somebody is not taking through something, they will miss their way and miss their mark around. They will really miss their way and miss their mark around. Yeah. Well, among the old students, that is that year, we've been discussing how we have to support the school all the time, and that is one of the reasons why we decided that there must be a place for that year to do the mentorship program. And we want the students to know. Some of them have known, I've seen that year issues before they came. Some of them chose to take because they have seen events and activities of that year. but it is good for them also to meet them face to face. So that is the reason why ỌDADEɛ had to come in during your orientation, so straight away the new student knows where we are heading for, and that they cannot be, or what is the system? Are they ỌDADEɛs when they are in school? Can they mention themselves as ỌDADEɛ?
Yes,
Can you give us
yes. Last year, some of the global executive came, and then they talked to them, and they were made to understand that they are ỌDADEɛs after their first year. So when they come and they stay and finish the first year, they are seen as ỌDADEɛs.
Hey, I see.
Then they are made to understand that when they complete, and then after some years, then they join the fraternity itself.
Oh, I see.
So whilst they are there after first year, they are seen as ỌDADEɛ. And in fact, this very session is my best session.
Wow.
You see the link between that they create between the old boys and this new fresh students, and they tend to love Presec more than they came with.
That's right.
In fact, the students enjoy this session. By this time, they have already learned the school anthem.
Oh.
They sing it passionately, and they are taught other ỌDADEɛ songs, and it's lovely. It's lovely, and you see the executives that come try to come down to this young ones level, and then pull them along, encourage them, motivate them, and they are ready to go to come out with academic excellence.
Wow. Wow. That sounds very good. That sounds very good. So ỌDADEɛs out there, I believe that you are listening. And so if you have not been participating in the brewing of new students, please stretch your hand.
And come.
And if you are not interested, if you have not shown much interest also in the support of the school, stretch your hand and come. Or come along and join us.
Yeah.
In this case, I'm asking you to come and join the staff of the SEC who are organizing these things for the ỌDADEɛ, especially the headmaster administration and the counseling department, trying to settle the students down while they are in school. Very, very good information to have. And I believe that the students will never ever forget these days that is spent with the ỌDADEɛs when they come to show them what it is and give them the talk on about issues concerning old students and past students. Yes. That is very, very good to know. Very, very good to know.
Yeah, now, but this year we have not been able to have that opportunity. So I'm pleading with the executive to make up time. We fixed a date for it, but unfortunately there was some crash program with ỌDADEɛs also. So I'm pleading, let's come and then motivate those young ones for them knowing that you were once in their shoes, the houses that they are, the challenges that they were going through, you were also facing it, and how you were able to turn the table. In fact, I say I like this part, so it should come on.
but please don't beg for it. Yes, just click the button and they will respond. Yes, I'm sure that I hope that by the end of this program, I'm going to push them to fix a time and day, come and discuss suitability between the two departments, that is the current people in the school and then the ỌDADEɛs also, so we can have this program coming up. It's a very important program.
Yeah.
We cannot keep our eyes closed on it. Very, very important program. Yeah. So, ỌDADEɛs out there, and Dr. Sapong and all the global executives and the local executives, please fasten your belt and get ready to storm into the system. The students are ready and they are yearning for our presence to be introduced properly to the system. So wherever you are, lift up your hands, button up, and then tighten your belt, and let's get going to get into the system. This is very, very encouraging. Yeah, if it's encouraging to me, the school counselor, then you can imagine what it does to the students themselves. Very, very important. Yes, good. So at the time, the students are also made to meet the prefects in the school. What is the description given to the style that the prefects present themselves? We used to have strange things. The students will come. I mean, the prefects came in together with SRT executives, and then they had some people who have painted their faces. They will wear some frightening things and come and put some fear into the students. And they are at the point to realize that it was not helping the new students, so we had to modify things. What is the situation like today?
So, yes, we have taken all the fear aspects out.
That's
So,
great.
yes, so the prefects come, they before the prefects are introduced, the patrons of the SRC take the Form 1s through the structure, the prefectorial structure, the SRC, the prefects, and what the students can do if they also want to be leaders in their final year. They take them through all that. Then the prefects are introduced. Then we get the key people to give a brief talk on their various departments. So, for example, the protocol prefect will talk about his department, what he is doing, what is expecting them to see them neatly dressed, properly dressed.
That's right.
Their shoes should match with their belts. Their shirts should be well ironed. Their handkerchiefs should be white. Then he takes them through. The groundswork prefect also takes them through what they are expected. We are all together to clean the campus. So when they are
Yeah.
called upon to do certain cleaning, they have to do that. And then we don't bypass litter in Presec. They are being reminded. Then the
That's right.
head boy also talk to them, welcome them, congratulate them, and now the prefect aspect is very interesting. It's not fearful as
Oh,
first.
okay. That's good. That's good. We have to pass on information about various duties that are performed and how we can all fit into it so that we together have a very blessed success. That is good to know. So do the prefects have different uniforms?
So the prefects, they don't have different uniform, but all
Okay.
Form 3s are putting on the trousers with the blue shirt.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
See. Okay, that's an innovation on the part.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hey, I hope they don't feel like they are adults now. Yeah, that is good to know that they are distinguished from the others. Of
Yeah.
course, once they are final year students, we need to find easier ways of getting to know them.
Yeah.
Yes, easier ways of getting to know them. I remember in my day at senior house master, there were complaints that some of the students will go out and then they will pretend to be day students. So we're devising various methods that will identify in a very distinct manner, but not too big, because all students are students basically. So that we can distinguish between day students and boarders. Because sometimes you meet the boarders going out and they tell teachers that they are day students. Well, these are school pranks that young people normally take us through. And because we have also been there before, normally we get to know that their pranks are not overcoming over us. That's interesting. Yes. Clubs and societies. What are the clubs and societies that we have in school these days that are beneficial to students?
So at this section, students are encouraged to join at least one club or society in the school. They are
Okay.
also encouraged to come out with initiatives and innovations. If there is an activity that they think that they can bring for it to be a club in the school, they are being encouraged to come out with these innovations. We have
Okay.
various clubs, but students come and they think the only club we have in Presec is the Maths and Science.
Ah, I see.
But we have numerous clubs. For example, we have the quiz writers and debaters. We have the cyber security club. We have civil. We have the ỌDADEƐ multimedia that students are helped to.
Yeah.
And even in with the ỌDADEÄ multimedia, they have various functions, photography, reporting, and all that. We have these club. Then we have community services. For example, the Zoom ambassadors are there. They see to the sanitation, and there is segregation of plastics from different other waste. Then we have the Green Tech Club that they recycle plastic into plastic products. We also have a new club that's come out. We have the Rotary, the Interact Club with the Mother Rotary Club has also come out. In fact, we have a lot, the Red Cross, we have a lot of clubs. All these things helps students to enhance various qualities that they have. And students are being encouraged. Apart from this class, there are sports that they also should feel free to take part in the various sporting activities. So students are encouraged to do these ones because out of these things they get the opportunity that when there are some scholarships that comes and you need to support it with a community service or a talent that you have been. So all these ones are there and we encourage students to take part in them.
Good afternoon, and I'm here with one of the parents in the school. We are taking in the form ones, and then most of the parents are around. We want to find out their views. Okay, so good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, are you here with your ward, or you came with someone's ward?
Actually, I'm here with one of my boss's ward, so I'm standing in for his guardian.
Okay, so did you come yesterday or today?
We just came today.
Okay, so when you got to the administration, how did you see the hospitality of the administrators there?
I think the process has been seamless with the segregation in terms of programs and things. We didn't spend most times doing the registration, and this time around most of the things too were done online. So even before we came, we had already done the filling of the register, the forms and things like that. It was just about inspecting it to ensure we did due diligence in filling it, and I think we just spent 5 minutes at the administration, and we had to just come here straight to also do the house registration as well.
Thank you very much. Okay, so how are you feeling having your ward in Presec?
Presec, we all know, is one of the best schools, or should I say the best school. So among the best schools, so everybody would want to have that affiliation, that sense of belongingness. And we hope the ỌDADEƐ spirit that we've seen propel others into success, perhaps he would also come out as one of the tops and carry the ideals of ỌDADEƐ into the world of life and ensure he leaves a legacy wherever he finds himself.
Okay, so I'm here with another parent. Please, your name.
Ruth Ediabua.
Okay, please, your ward's name.
Kelvin Ediabua.
Which house?
Yet to be assigned, say this student.
Okay, please, the whole administration process, how have you seen the whole process to be?
It's okay. I think the process is good. It's going smoothly. That's fine.
Were you here yesterday?
Yes, I was here yesterday. Too many people, so I had to go back.
Okay. But today is better than yesterday?
Today is better.
Okay.
So I've gone through the process successfully.
Okay, thank you for your time. So I have here one of the students who is going to share his experience. What's your name?
Damashi Gideon.
Okay, and you're in Engman House now?
Yes, please.
Alright, so you came, what time did you come yesterday?
I came around 8 a.m.
And when did you finish your registration?
I finished around 6 p.m.
Okay, so it was pretty stressful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You just talk about it a bit. From the time you came, how things were, where they moved you to the different places you had to go and how everything else was.
Okay, so like basically when we came, the place was so crowded, like there were people all over. So we had to join a queue and move into other places for administration and all those stuffs. But it was so stressful from the beginning to the end because the number of people here was massive.
And I'm here with House 13's housemaster, Mr. Chris. So please, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please, how do you see the whole process since you've been here both days through?
In fact, the first day was a hectic one. We sat from morning till about 9 p.m. We were still attending to first year students who just got admission to Presec so that we can allocate rooms and beds to them. We noticed that the processes had begun from the assembly hall so far as the students' records and other assigning situations were. Was so cumbersome at that point. And I believe probably going forward, if as an institution, we can look at the best ways of taking students through admission processes to make it easier and simpler for all of us so that that kind of burden we can be relieved of. For example, once we do online admission registration, I believe that house allocation can also be put online, authenticated for parents to print every document out. Then upon coming to the school, they can go straight to their houses. Because if a student is not placed in Presec, he cannot access the school's portal in the first place. So once the person is able to access the school's portal with their details, it means genuinely that person has been placed in Presec. And so the person can come straight with all relevant documents and items straight to the house allocated to the person. Only these students can go to the assembly hall straight. Then the boarders will offload their baggage. And then at the end of the day, they will take the documents they need to submit to the school at the assembly hall. By which time parents can even take leave of their wards after they've been given their rooms whatsoever. So that the processes that people have to go through at the assembly hall, some come without their private cars. They come in rented cars. And when they are dropped off at the assembly hall, what happens is that they offload their items. And then when they finish the process at the assembly hall and in front of Block A, they now carry, parents and their wards have to carry these items down to the various houses. Imagine a student or parent carrying item from assembly hall to PTA house or house 9 or house 7 and 12. Look at the distance and the nature of the item they might be carrying. And so I am of the opinion that we should simplify our admission processes, which is possible through technology. And this kind of burden and sitting down from 6 a.m. to about 9 p.m. getting students admitted through processes that is so cumbersome and stressful, it can be a thing of the past.
So yesterday we started the admission process at around 8:30 a.m. and the students were arranged according to who came first and also by programs. And it was a little hectic because some of the parents were not patient to have their turn. So we had a little hectic, but after some time it went on smoothly. We have to look at their placements and other admission documents. We receive them, then they move on to the senior house master where they will submit the things that they are supposed to submit to the school. Then the boarders will be assigned their houses. They go to their houses and then continue the process there. So at the end of yesterday, we had about 1,200 plus came in through the admission process. And today, since yesterday we had a lot of them in, today this place is quite cool. There are some who are still coming, but they keep dripping in bit by bit. There is no tension here as yesterday. In fact, yesterday was something else. We have to be on our seats from morning to after 6 p.m. attending to parents and students. By the end of the day, the process was successful. Thank you.
Please, we were hearing some parents complain about challenges, as in they had to wait long and all that. Please, could you elaborate further on some of the challenges faced and then how we could better manage it for the future?
They are seeing it as a challenge because they are in a hurry to go. But if you are coming in to do your son's admission with a population of about over 1,000 students and parents around, you need to be patient because it's a process. It is not a school that they are 200, they are 500. Yesterday alone we had over 1,200. So they need to be patient and follow the process. They just want to, I don't know for a good word to choose, dump their children and then leave. So they have to be patient to follow through the process. You first have to take a cheat, and before we give you the cheat, we have to make sure your name is in our list. Then you go and then we collect your admission documents. From there, you move to the house staff. So it was a simple process. It's just that they are in a hurry. So if they were to be patient, we would have moved on smoothly because we were ready to work and we were seated to do it.
Thank you very much for your time. Okay, so now we have here the protocol prefects.
Amilai Satangumzi.
Okay, so since you're the protocol prefect, we know you are in charge of like most of the things, especially at the assembly hall where almost everything was happening. So tell us your experience as yesterday and today.
Okay, so yesterday initially we thought just the protocol prefect and officers were going to be at the assembly hall together with the staff that are going to register the Form 1 students. But then we had to call for all prefects to join us at the assembly hall because we realized we needed more hands in the registration. So at the assembly hall, names were written down. When the Form 1s come, we write down their names before they get seated in courses. The various courses read in the school, that is visual arts, general science, business, general arts, and the others. So they sit down in their courses and then we have tables that are tables to which they will move and then they will be registered. The process at the beginning was running very smoothly, but as time went on, parents were not supposed to be at the assembly hall, but they kept coming inside and choking the place up. It was very, very difficult driving them back because they were refusing to listen. And through that, because of what they were doing, we couldn't actually have the space to run a smooth administration process. The headmaster in charge of administration was very, very tiring. He talked a lot and parents still were not listening. They kept standing there. Now the prefects inside there were finding it very difficult. Even some parents who were in the positions of police officers or those in the military tried helping, driving the parents out so that we can continue the registration process, but even that to no avail. So eventually they stayed inside till the end of the administration process in the evening around 6:37 until everything came cool.
But I believe yes, today's process was like at least smoother than yesterday.
Oh yeah, most of the students came yesterday. That is on 27th. Today, just a few students have been coming in. I was posted at my house. I've been here since morning, and it's now almost 2:30, and we've registered just a few students. That means that most of the students came yesterday, and just a few of them are coming in today. But I believe fewer students will come tomorrow and then subsequently.
I'm here with the groundswork prefect.
Okay, Norbert Simons. This is also.
Alright, so of course you also you are the front lines of the whole process. So just narrate your experience as between yesterday and today. How was it? How did it go? And which did you like? In your opinion, was better? Which was easier and more efficient?
Okay, so for yesterday, for my department, we were charged with collecting the items that the school asked them to bring, right? So the brooms, the cutlasses, and the various things that they were asked to bring according to their courses. So at the beginning, everything was going on smoothly, and then we had involvement from other students and other prefects, which made it easier at first. But then as time went on, the place started becoming choked. There was confusion here and there because some parents were arguing and all that. But then at the end of the day, everything went on smoothly, and then we were able to pack all the things we needed into the storerooms and all that. Yeah, and because of the time that the admissions ended, I was late into the evening. We had to pack into the night, we had to work into the night. So we needed the collaboration of all the formats. We had to call all of them and then the house captains. So in general, I would say there was a lot of pressure yesterday, but then we were able to manage it. Yeah.
And today?
And for today, well, today, because most of the students came yesterday, today has been very slow, I would say, slow and steady. We have few students coming in, so the processes are much easier. There's no pressure, so today is generally calm, right? And then, yeah, that's what I'll say for now.
Good afternoon, fine gentleman. What's your name?
Marvin Wood.
Marvin Wood. It looks like you're a house captain, right?
Yeah, house 9.
Okay, that's great. Today has been day 2 of the admission process, and then I want you to give your take on what you're observing today.
Today has been particularly very slow, and there's no pressure on us like yesterday. And even comparing today to yesterday, yesterday was also very slow. It wasn't as hectic as we were expecting. It was smooth and coming, unlike last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, last year was like running water, and we couldn't know where to place some people's stuff.
I see.
So, and I would say it has been gentle. It has been okay. Looking at the energy and effort we were actually planning on putting in, though it took a whole day, but it wasn't as hectic as we were expecting it to be.
Oh, okay. So right now, you mean there's still space in the rooms for the formers?
Yeah, per the number of space we have for a standard number. Okay. Yes, there's still a little bit of space, but it won't last. I would say there's roughly, I can't give a number, but a few people. Can be a
Michael Ajimai
And
Robert Nasimadu.
Okay, so both of you are house captains of House 10 and 13. So I believe you worked together during the whole process of the administration. So could you just like share a bit of your experience as yesterday and today?
Yeah, yesterday was a very tough week. We started early as 8 in the morning, then we ended roughly 8:30 p.m. It wasn't very good though. Parents were trooping in one after the other, checking their staffs and then registering them in. I was on the table with the housemasters, checking them in, while my colleague prefects and SODs were checking the items and sending them to their rooms allocated. Yeah, so that's basically what has been happening. And today too we've started, but as at now, I can say only few boys have been checked in. I've seen a few numbers like 7. Yes. Yeah, for now. That's what we've been through since yesterday.
Okay, and in your experience?
Yeah, as he said, it's been tedious since yesterday. We started in the morning and we closed very late, around 8:30. And glory be to God that most of them came yesterday and they got beds in their house. Even though our number is huge, we were able to accommodate them for the meantime. So far, let's say the work is okay. Even though it was tedious, we were able to manage the pressure. We checked their things and made sure their items were intact and directed them to rooms allocated to them. So basically, let's say God has done his part and the work is successful.
Okay, now you have the house nine's house captain Abdallah. So you were inside, you were part of everything that happened because you were in the house yesterday and today,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, so could you just tell us about your experience from yesterday and today, and how the whole administration has been, how everything has been, and how you saw everything?
Well, by God's grace, everything was running smooth. As for us now, we have our tactics, how we run things in the house, we have how we arrange everything, we have people at every spot. So I think at the house level, we had everything under control, but the parents were actually complaining about the admission place where they have to register their children. It took a long process. Now they have to go here. And I think next time when we have other Form 1 settling in, I think we can do better.
ỌDADEƐ Radio. Like us on Facebook at ỌDADEƐ Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at ỌDADEƐ Radio. You can WhatsApp or call us on 0200 092925.